Welcome everybody to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am your host, and today I'm going to talk about Neville Goddard's feeling is the secret. What does this mean, right? So, I had a deep think about what you experience in reality as reality is not what you want typically, not what you need typically, it's what you feel is real for you right now. And here's the thing, here's where we end up going when we hear such phrases, right? We end up going into somewhere that's more emotional based than anything, right? We end up thinking what we feel as an emotion is what Neville was talking about. But Neville did say, I do not mean emotion, right? Feeling, what you feel is real. Now, when he talks about feeling, he's not talking about the changing emotions that we feel throughout the day, throughout our beingness. And here's the thing, whatsoever you are experiencing right now, is what you are experiencing changing based on how you feel throughout the day. Let's say you're a lawyer or a doctor or office worker or so whatever, right? Is that idea of you changing because you are angry, because you are upset, because you are sad, because you are happy, because you are blissful, because you were smiling throughout the weekend? Did you wake up in a different body, a different occupation? No, you didn't. So those feelings and thoughts that you have throughout the day, they don't change anything. They are part of the experience of simply existing. Now that's what he's talking about, right? The experience of simply existing is the feeling that he was referring to. Now here's the thing. If you sit there or stand wherever you are and you just for a moment look past, observe yourself past the changing thoughts and emotions that you are experiencing, what's there? What's there now? What is the thing underneath it all that just keeps going? The feeling of you actually simply, subtly, without feeling, without depth, you exist. That feeling. The feeling that you simply exist right now. There's a knowing that you have existed in a previous frame, and there's a knowing that you are going to exist in a future frame. You exist in all of these frames, all of these ideas, with simply just that feeling. That is the feeling of your wish fulfilled, right? Because you exist as that identity, that consciousness, that awareness right then and right there. That's who you are. The feeling of I am, the feeling of I exist, the feeling of I am reality, the feeling of I am real, the feeling of I am conscious, the feeling of I am awareness. There's no joy or sadness in these things. Joy and sadness comes from it. The simple, subtle feeling of I exist. So, when you imagine something and you're running after joy, you are running after happiness, bliss, you are running away from fear, you're running away from doubt, you're running away from whatever horrid circumstance that you may be imagining and the feeling that goes along with it. Those feelings come from the literal acceptance that you exist in that frame of reality as that frame of reality. That's the feeling that he was getting at. He said, imagine yourself as you would like it to be, really settle into it. And he used sensory he used sensory feeling as a way to ground yourself in that reality and accept that, hey, no, I actually exist here. Like he said, pick stuff in the imaginal scene. If you want to be married or whatever it was, he said, touch your ring finger and feel the ring on your finger. Right? I think he used it for women, but men can do the same thing. no real difference there, right? If you can feel that ring on your finger, no emotion, no bliss, no overwhelming joy, no sadness, no fear, no doubt, nothing. If you can just simply feel without emotion, truly, a ring on your finger, that must mean you are married. And then you wonder, well, how does it know who I am married to? Well, there's no it that knows it. It's you. If you know in your imaginal scene who the person you desire to be married to, who the scene is about, from whose point of view you're seeing it, yours, and who are you married to, the person you want to be married to, your specific person, whomever that may be. It's everybody, but doesn't really matter at this point. You are married to them. You are in that reality married to that person because you can feel the ring. All of the other emotions that you feel that come forth from this specific state of being, sadness, happiness, joy, love, bliss, whatever, they don't change the state. They are experiences within the state, right? If you were to move from where you live into a different province or a different state, the sadness and bliss comes from within that new state, in a very literal sense. If you move your geographical location, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. If you consciously move your state, all the sadness and bliss comes from that state. They don't come from somewhere else. They don't. But that's the thing where Abraham Hicks says, you can't build a new house with old bricks. As in, you can't experience a new state of being with an old state of emotion, right? So you drop all of that. You go to this knowing, hey, I exist. I blankly, plainly exist right now. Everything happening is happening within me. I am the existence, plain and simple, that it's all just happening within me. I am actually the stillness in which all movement happens. And then you change your state by choosing one. Just like how you choose in the real world. Where do I want to be right now? Which room do I want to be in my house? Right? You can be in your room, experiencing all manner of emotions that are associated with you in the state of being in your room. You can be in your kitchen, you can be in your lounge, and you can feel different emotions, the same emotions, but from a different state of where you exist. That existence, that feeling of existing, is the state of being, of simply existing. It's not an emotion. So just sit there and really experience yourself simply just existing. That's it. That's the feeling of I am. Simply existing, because that is it. You simply just exist. Nothing is grandiose, nothing is tumultuous, nothing is overbearing, nothing is overwhelming. It's just you yourself are overwhelmingly everything. That's how you can feel everything. Those feelings and thoughts do not create reality. It is the overwhelming sense of nothingness, of simpleness, of simplicity, of static, of I am, of nothingness. It's that feeling of no, I exist, therefore I am, and I am, therefore I exist. Every thought, every feeling, every every emotion, every circumstance, every person, everything comes from me, not my physical self, right? My physical self is nothing more than a manifestation of I am, and I am is all configurations of everything. This is just one physical configuration. My experience of my life is one physical configuration that I'm experiencing in an infinite number of ways, and I'm experiencing all of you in an infinite number of ways, and you are experiencing all of us in an infinite number of ways from your conscious awareness of what you have configured yourself to be. It's all one idea. See, God had one thought, and it is everything in combination. But those combinations exist in infinite number of ways, and we experience one of those ways as per choice in every single moment of the now. So that feeling of I simply exist is the acknowledgement that I exist, and if I exist as God, because God cannot be split, and there is only God. So therefore I must be God. Because I am God, all things exist within me, because God is all things always. So everything that I can imagine, think, do, believe, and choose to have, I must already have it because I am God. And I need only simply express it within, and it's done. It's part of the unfolding of that higher mechanism that I am one with. So, make an assumption that I am. Really feel the stillness of this existing. That is the assumption of I am, of the stillness of existing. A very subtle thing that is overlooked completely because you feel emotions a lot higher than that feeling, but that feeling is always there. Imagine how you'd like things to be. You typically imagine things as per your self-concept of God. So if you are God, really aim for the stars. And then assume those stars are going to align with you, your consciousness, your viewpoint, because it is. I am your host, Reese. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Infinite love and gratitude. If you want to reach me, my email address is in the box below. You can also join my Facebook page and my TikTok page. And I'll see you all the next time. Thank you.